Welcome back to our Meals for One series using Costco rotisserie chicken that we prepared the day before. Today we are making creamy Cajun pasta. Hold on and I'll show you the ingredients. Let's get started. For our creamy Cajun chicken pasta, we have these ingredients: 6 ounces of Costco rotisserie chicken, minced garlic, butter, olive oil, Cajun seasoning, dried basil and dried oregano, a half of a small onion, 2 ounces of cream cheese, salt and pepper, tomato paste, 3 ounces of dry pasta, and I had a few roasted red peppers in a jar left over, so I'm going to put those in. You can totally leave those out if you want. Okay, the first thing you want to do is to get your pasta water to boiling. I've salted this water. If you're watching your salt, I'm sure it'll be fine without it, but it's always best to cook pasta in salted water. So we're going to add the 3 ounces of pasta. You can use any kind of pasta. I'm using penne rigate pasta. So we'll cook this until it's done. I'm going to reserve a little bit of the pasta water to add to the creamy pasta sauce if a little water is needed. You'll want to cook your pasta about 10 minutes. Keep an eye on it so it doesn't boil over. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes now. The pasta is cooked al dente. So I'm going to reserve a little bit of pasta water. We may be needing later. I'll set that aside. And then I'll drain the pasta. We'll put that back in the pan and reserve it until we need it. Okay, now I've put a little bit of about a teaspoon of butter and a teaspoon of olive oil in the pan. I'm going to turn it on, medium heat, and we'll cook our onions and then our garlic. So that's about a half of a small onion. We'll stir that around until the onions are translucent, and then we'll add our garlic. You can also, instead of just the plain white onion, if you have green onions, you could do a combination of the green onion, both the tops and the bottoms of the green onions, and that'll give it a really nice color in the pasta. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of garlic. You could add more or less to your taste. And we'll just cook that for about 30 seconds until it becomes fragrant. Okay, it's looking good. You don't want to brown the garlic. Next, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of tomato paste. And we'll stir that around and cook it. That kind of adds a little sweetness, gives it a really nice flavor. You want to cook that a little bit until it starts to kind of caramelize. Now I'm going to add my Cajun seasoning. And any kind of Cajun seasoning that you use. I'm doing about a half a teaspoon to start. I can adjust later. And I'm also going to add in my oregano, dried oregano, about a quarter of a teaspoon. Same for basil. I'm going to turn that down to very low. I'm going to add my cream cheese. I'm going to add in a little bit of pasta water just to assist that cream cheese in melting. Now you can kind of see the Cajun part coming through. Has that good, rich, deep color. Now adding in the seasonings at this point with the cream cheese, after you've done your onions and your garlic, it really kind of wakes up those dried spice flavors. Okay, at this point I'm going to add in my rotisserie chicken. Roasted red peppers, I had a few of those left in a jar. I'm going to add those. I think it's going to need more water, so I'm going to add in the rest of my pasta water that I had reserved. Now if I need more liquid, I can always add milk or cream as well, since we're making a creamy Cajun pasta. Or you can just add water or chicken broth, whatever you have on hand. Okay, now that the cream cheese is melted, I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to add in my pasta. Add a little more water, just so everything has a chance to cook through. That's looking good. Now this actually makes quite a bit. We used 3 ounces of dried pasta. If you wanted to cut it down to 2 ounces, you can certainly do that. You can adjust these ingredients however you like. Now this is the point I'm going to add some pepper. I'm going to taste it to see if it needs any salt. And I think it's salty enough. So depending on what kind of Cajun seasoning you use, it might already have salt in it, which I think mine did. So this is actually perfect, and it is ready to serve. I'm going to serve this with a little side salad. And actually, this is good for a meal for one, maybe even, I mean, if you're super hungry, a meal for one. I think it can make a meal for 2 with a little side salad. Or you can save some for the next day, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to dish this up and we'll do a taste test. So here is the creamy Cajun pasta with a side salad. And I actually have this much in the pan, so this actually ended up making a meal for 2. And you could save it for later or share it with a friend. So I think I had in the lineup that you could use a little Parmesan cheese as well. Feel free to sprinkle on some Parmesan cheese. I actually don't think it needs it. It's more of a Cajun style pasta. So let's give this a taste test. That is so flavorful. I really encourage you to try this. It's so easy to put together. It comes together in minutes, and it's a great meal for one. Thank you so much for joining me in my Meals for One series using Costco rotisserie chicken. We'll see you next time.